with Kip's Corner. Welcome back, and if you're new, welcome. Thanks for joining me. I am making some tags and ephemera and whatnot for the Butterfly Journal, which this is the cover of the Butterfly Journal. And I've got my signatures pretty much ready to go, and now I'm just working on kind of, decorating the pages and pulling some things together to put in the journal. And so I thought I would just turn the camera on and let you come along for the ride. What I've got so far is these little butterfly squares, and I think there's 4 of them. I've got 3 here, but I think there's 4 total. Is in Tracy's kit. I'll link that below, the Tatty Flutterby. And then the tags, these tags down back here in the back, are in one of her new kits, Awesome Assemblage, and I thought they would go really well. And then the paper back here is just, this is just some Tim Holtz paper that happens to be kind of about the right color. So I've sewn around the small tags, these smaller tags. Let's see, I've cut and inked. Actually, that doesn't look like I inked it. I thought I did. Maybe I only inked one of them. Well, let's do that. Let's start with inking. I'm using my new favorite Scorched Timber. And so I'm just gonna get that done real quick. Which it doesn't show up much on this particular cutout because the edges are so dark, which is great. I love it. But I'm getting rid of kind of that white edge. Now it does show up a little bit better here. Whoops, a little piece of fabric there. So I'll do that and I will be back. Okay. I've also got some labels here from Tracy's new kit, another new kit, and it's the Rather Grungy Random Labels. And I just picked a few out that I like. And then I've got some metal signals and some little paper fasteners. And so I'm just going to kind of play with each of these and assemble them and figure out what I want to do and just put them together. There we go. Now, I don't know where I'm going to put these in the journal yet, but I'll figure it out. It's light enough on the back. It's a craft on the back, so you absolutely can write on them. And there we go. 3 tags done. This is a clothing tag, and I covered it with just some paper. It was a little sample paper piece on the front and the back, and you can see the front I folded over and then put the back on. It had a rip and everything in it, left it there. And then I put ledger paper on the inside. And so this is ready to go. And I thought this would look really good here. And I may put that up a little higher, kind of like that. But I think I'm going to put some sewing on this. So let me go sew and I'll be right back. So these are just simple little pieces that I'm making. Nothing elaborate to go inside the journal. And I don't usually do a lot. I actually usually do very little, because the idea is that the journal is yours, right? And that you can create whatever you want. Let's see, I kind of want that to, oops. I want some of this to come over here. Like that. And that. Okay, now I'll put some more glue on. I don't want the journal when I do sell my journals, and when I sell them, I don't want the journal to be so far done that somebody doesn't feel like they can't add to it or add embellishments or make their own thing. And the idea is that what's there is enough to encourage you to do that so that you can play. All right, let's go about right there. Yeah, I got glue on that. Is that straight? No. There we go. And the pieces that I do create, I like for them to have, I like for you to have the ability to journal on them, just in case you don't do anything else. There we go. There. Okay, I think that's good. Now, do I want anything else on here? A label or a doodaddy or, anything like that. I do want to put a string in here, and I kind of want to put a clip on here so that it is easier. No, maybe not. Maybe not. But up here in the top, ooh, look, I have a piece of this fabric here, ripped. Let's see what that looks like in the top. Let me get my glue. I usually also, and I need to do that still, I like to find legit vintage ephemera to put in the journal, and so I need to do that still with the butterflies. And I do think I have some butterfly pieces somewhere. And then that should still be loose enough to open, and it is. Yay. Woohoo. And look, I almost got it straight. Like, it's really straight. I don't know how I did that, but I did. So I'm going to cut this off a little bit. It's a little long. There we go. And that's cute. And that can be tucked just about anywhere in the journal. And again, very simple. Not a whole lot of elaborate stuff going on here. This is another clothing tag. You can see from the back, and you can see where I have not poked the hole. This is just print out from a grungy, a grungy coffee stain thing. I glued it on, and then I sanded around the edges, and then I inked around the edge to darken that up. And let's see, let's go ahead and poke that hole. I should be able to see it through this side. If I can get that in there. My crocodile sticks. It sticks closed. I gotta force it. Okay. And I think, let's see, I want to go ahead and put an eyelet on this now so that I don't lose sight of where it needs to go. Maybe on this one, did I put it low enough? Let's see if I put that low enough to put a fat one on here. Let's see. Do I like that? Oh, I did. Barely, but I did. Let's do that. I don't like that color though. Maybe a darker brown would be more appropriate. Yeah, that's better. Or, I tell you what about matching the copper? I don't hate that. I like the darker brown better. Okay. Get this put away. Yeah, I want to go ahead and get that put on there so that this stuff's not in the way. So this is just a piece of paper from the inside of a really old book. The inside cover, I think it was. And it was written on, and it had ink splats and all that kind of stuff. So it's just a little kind of a leftover piece that I used. Where did I use that? I think I used it on one of the Once Upon a Time pages. I don't remember which one. But anyway, it's sitting here on my desk and it's left over. So I thought that that would make a nice background. Yeah, see, I'm glad I did that, because this can be torn off just a little bit. Go the other way. There we go. Kind of like that. Yeah. Then we've got some dark and some light. And this is just another piece of chipboard. I didn't do anything. This one was pre-gessoed, and all I did was put a little bit of ink on the edge, and I think I'm going to put that right there. Now I just need to decide if I want a butterfly on here, and if I do, where he goes. First things first, let's glue this on first. This is this paper that I was talking about. And it's got nice little ink blobbies and stuff on it. And it was just the inside of a very old book that was falling apart. And so this was just a page that was kind of, and it wasn't even the whole page. It was already ripped. And so I've just been using little pieces of it. I'll see if I can find where I used, I mean, obviously I had it out. All right, let's go, let's go about right, maybe down just a little bit. Let's go about right there. I like that. Let's see if I can find, did I use it on, I used it on one of the Once Upon a Time covers. Just don't remember which one. Yeah. Oh, I actually used it on two. Oh, well, no wonder I couldn't remember which one because I used it on two. I used it on Beauty and the Beast. It's back here and back here. So you can kind of see that same brown splattery stuff. And then it looks like I used some on Pinocchio. And it's here. And just the one piece there. So yeah, that's it. I think that's the last of it. So nothing like getting your money's worth on that one. All right, now I've got to figure out where this goes. So, well, I think it's obvious that it goes right there. Okay, so the bottom wing is going to be right there by that brown. Add a little bit of shine, gloss, a little gloss maybe, we'll call it that, to the butterfly that's on here. So how do I want to do that? I have a couple options. I could put some glossy accents on it. I'm not sure I would like that. Also, I have my Wink of Stella, so let's try this. I'm just going to draw the I'm just going to draw the butterfly. Let's see if you can see. There you go. You see that little bit of shine on there, just on the butterfly. It's, you know, it's a unique, a little something different there. All right, so that one's done. I think I have been on long enough. I've got 6 made. I've got a couple more things over here that I can make and will make, but you know, like this is just going to be a simple little that's a wrap for the day. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 pieces done. I have this one, which I think turned out really cute. And you've got that, that's that clear acetate on there. And I will get something up on the toppers. And then there's this one. Cute. And then this was the last one I think I did. And I added a little stamp there. And the button, I think that turned out good. Oops. And that's more of that, that's like a journaling card. The rest of these are, and this is a journaling card too. I added a stamp here. And then when you open this one, it's ledger on the inside, so you could write nice little notes on there. And then the 3 sister tags. You got this one, and this one, and this one. So those are those 3 together. So that's it. That's just some. Oh, and this one. Let's see if you can. There you go. You can see the sheen on there. And so yeah, I will continue to make a few more pieces. I've got some other pieces cut out here. And then I will be able to get them into the journal. And then this journal is going to be very, very close to being ready to sew in the signatures. We're almost there. And then I'm really excited for that same butterfly project. I have an idea of what I'm going to do next. Just to give you a hint, let's see, should I give you a hint? No, I'm not going to give you a hint. I'll wait. But I do have an idea of what I'm going to do next, and it'll be a box. So, yeah, I'm kind of gathering my supplies now for that. And then I will be able to get that one started. And yeah. Oh, and I also know what I want to do for my next journal too. So I want to get this journal done. And of course I want to get Once Upon a Time done. And yeah, so I've got a lot going on. But yeah, fun stuff, I think. Thanks for joining me. I really, really appreciate it. I will be back. Bye-bye.